Welcome to the video tutorial series, Press Ganey Improvement Portal for Medical Practices. In this module, you will learn how to generate a provider question analysis report. Please reference the Improvement Portal job aid when completing this module. All job aids can be found on the FHMG Pulse under the Customer Experience Department page. Let's begin by logging into the Press Ganey Improvement Portal. The login page can be accessed under the Quick Links tab on the Pulse. You can scroll down and the Press Ganey Improvement Portal is towards the bottom. A new window will appear with the Press Ganey Improvement Portal login. You will enter in your email address and your password. Should you forget your password, you can always click the Reset Password link and follow the instructions provided to get your password back. We will log in with our Florida Hospital email address and enter in our password. Once done, we'll click the login. Once you have logged in, you will be at step 2 of the job aid. You will want to click on the drop-down arrow next to the reports in the green toolbar. You will select InfoEdge. A new window will appear, and you will need to select the practices that you want to run for your provider. In this example, I'm just going to select all practices. We are now on step 4 of our job aid. In step 4, we are at the Questions tab. You will want to select the link that says Clear All because all of the questions are automatically defaulted, and we only want the provider questions. So we're going to select Clear All. We are then going to scroll down to the Care Provider section. You could individually check each individual provider, or you could select the actual care provider section here, which would automatically select every care provider question. In the report, I'm going to calculate with just standard questions only, which is all of these questions, just to save us space on the report, a line. We will now move on to step 5, which is moving to the Filters and Groups tab. So I'm going to scroll to click on the Filters and Groups. In the Filter section, we're going to select a receive date. A receive date, it is always best to use a rolling 12 months report to provide the most stable data in provider scores. So I'm just going to select the last 12 months for this report to give me a rolling 12 months. You will want to select the provider or providers that you're going to be running your report for. Since I selected all practices, all providers are up. I'm going to select a provider here just to share the results as I run this report. So I will go ahead and select Dr. Rogers here. I have the 12 dates, and then of course in step 5 also we want to make sure that we are selecting our adjusted sample, and we want to include the adjusted sample. Finally, in the job aid, we're on the 4th screen. So we go down, we're going to want to sort all of our selections by the provider. So we're going to group all the scores by the provider ID. So let's make sure that we go to the group section versus the filter section. And we're going to select provider ID, which shows over here. We are now ready to move on to step 6 in the job aid, which is to go to the Options and Formats tab. So I'm going to select on Options and Formats. Already selected is that we'll get the report in a PDF file. The analysis and mean are checked. I want to select the N size. I'm also going to select the rank. And we want to make sure that whenever we run a report for our care providers, whether it be a physician or an advanced practice provider, that the benchmarking is always set to facility level for a provider, a care provider. So we're going to make sure that our benchmarking is set at the facility level. Step 7 is optional if we want to run a frequency report. We're not going to do that here. We're ready to run our report. A new window is going to appear loading our data. And let's see if I can make this larger. And since I had selected all the practices are coming up. But what will happen is that you will see the provider that I ran the report for. If Dr. Rogers had any other surveys at any other locations, they would all appear here as well. It is for my rolling 12 months, so you can see it's April 1st to 3/31. So this is a whole year's worth of data that we're looking at. Okay, the adjusted samples included, our benchmarking, and it's done at a facility level. And so you can see when you look at the analysis, when we group, Dr. Rogers' name is appearing on here. So your provider's name should appear, okay, on the report. And so you have all the care provider information to provide to your physician or advanced practice provider should they ask for their results and want to know what their scores are. This concludes our tutorial video on how to generate a provider question analysis report.